Alrighty guys, welcome back for the 1 week update on the 75 hard. And the main reason why I said I failed kinda is because the whole point of the 75 hard was kind of to do my own version of it. And pretty much almost everything is the same from a normal 75 hard, except I haven't been doing the outside workout. I did it the first 3 days. I stopped for 2 days because the last day I played basketball. And I started thinking, because I also played basketball indoor yesterday on Sunday, that it just isn't optimal for me to work out because I do a lot of physical activity. And I know that they say it could just be a walk, but for me, I make sure to spend my at least 25 minutes outdoors no matter what. And then I have been spending an extra 20 minutes focusing on more of the mental progress stuff that I want to work on, like the reading, because that's the areas in my life where I'm not as proficient in. As to the physical side of things, I've kind of had on lock now for about 4 years. But the reason why I also want to start this vlog kind of early is because I'm headed to a job site for A+ shower glass where I'll measure it up and start working on that. And I kind of want to just let you guys know, or kind of keep you guys updated as the progress on my own business is going, because YouTube is only a part of this. And so during this challenge, I'm working on my business and other things like that. So I will be taking care of that. So I feel like it was a perfect day for it to happen, because I wanted something to pop up on my channel where these two worlds can collide and I can tell you guys about my business and record it without jogging too much on my hands at once, or juggling too much on my hands at once. But I'm about to head there. Then I will be heading back home to eat and then to the gym. So I'll let you guys know what I'm eating. And throughout the day, I'll talk about how the week has been and then how the next following weeks or the future will be. So I'll see you guys in the next time. Alrighty guys, well I just finished up at that job. I am over here at First Watch, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab me some breakfast, get some high protein in because I haven't ate anything and I'm starving. And that first job actually was just an evaluation, so I kind of just had to go there, check the space out, figure out which way we want to go with it, and then I'll be back out to actually get precise measurements and then order it from there probably at the end of this week. So just a little update on that. Update on the eating. I'm about to go get some First Watch, and then I will go home, change, and then head to the gym. I might also get some of my reading done in here, so after I eat I might tap in back with you guys with some reflection and notes that I've wrote down this past week and or today about the 75 hard and things like that. But yeah, let's go get this food in. Alrighty guys, well I hope you enjoyed that chest day. Today the weather is beautiful outside. It's about 4 o'clock. I'm about to go in here and meal prep some food. And then it's my sister's birthday, so we'll be going out to dinner tonight. But I also just read 10 pages out of my book. And so I've gotten the gym. I've only ate 30 grams of protein, which doesn't seem like a lot, but I'm about to eat a big 100-gram protein meal, and then I'll eat a little bit more for dinner for my sister's birthday. We're going out to dinner. So I might I might make a video at the end of the night. I might not. This might be the last part of the video before I see you guys on the 3rd week follow-up of the 75 hard. But I wanted to go ahead and just talk about some things that I have been doing. So with my buddy Carter, I've been learning chess. That has nothing to really do with the 75 hard, but it's just been helping me with my focus and things like that. And I've been trying to write down everything. I've been really busy with like my business and just trying to stay on top of all the tasks that come with the 75 hard. But it's been very doable, and I've been enjoying the process so well. And I can feel myself being more grateful for the little moments, and just enjoying each and every bit of time I have, because even though I might not, let's say, want to read or want to go to the gym or want to do anything that I want to do, or maybe I want to do things that I shouldn't do, it's just appreciating those difficult times, because I know that it's going to be worth it for me in the long run, you know? So even though I might look at it as difficult, I somewhat find some appreciativeness for it, because I know what it's doing for me. And one thing I also wanted to talk about is, if you watched the first video, you kind of know about how, like, the cigarettes and the drinking and stuff. So last weekend on Saturday, I went out with some friends, but I didn't drink or smoke. And it was kind of nice to do that, because I was able to enjoy the time with my friends, but it also helped me open my eyes to be like, okay, for the rest of this challenge, I don't even need to feel that FOMO, because I don't enjoy going out if I'm not drinking and things like that. And I'm not really looking to, like, for any women or anything like that. I'm trying to just focus on everything I got going on. So I'm glad I did it. I didn't necessarily have like a great time, but it kind of helped me realize, like, okay, I don't need to do that. I can just stay inside on the weekends, and I can, quite frankly, just be alone and not feel any type of remorse or bad about it. So the rest of this challenge, I kind of learned that I will be alone most of the time. And if I am hanging around with friends or a friend, it's because we're trying to help each other. You know, we're either reading or we're playing chess. I have a buddy I'm playing chess with, Carter, Gray Skull TV. Check his YouTube channel out. So me and him are going to be holding each other accountable during this process, because he's also at a point. And if you're doing this challenge, it's nice to have someone who's motivated, but it's also important to remember you can't force anybody to do anything. But if you have someone who's as motivated as you, or I should say disciplined, who's trying to focus on doing better and improving things in their life, and they're already doing that by themselves, it's nice to, like, come together every now and then and hold each other accountable of things that we want to accomplish in our lives, and our goal is just moving forward, even short-term goals. So that's kind of just how this week has been and how I look at it going forward. But I have been writing a few notes and things like that. Excuse me. As I've been reading the book. So I want to start sharing some of that stuff with you. And my notes are pretty vague, so I'm just going to say them in parts and then kind of explain what I either read or got from that, or where it came from. Because some of it is just my own thoughts, and some of it is reference from the book that I'm reading. So the first thing I have, let me double check here. Okay. So where I want to start is, don't look at yourself as attractive or successful, but as hungry for new experiences and capable of loving others deeply. And the reason why I wrote this down, number one, this came directly from the book, 101 Ways to Change the Way You Think by Brianna. My camera just died, but I think the last thing that it cut off saying was 101 Ways to Change the Way You Think is where that quote came from. And the reason why I wrote this down is I'm going to say something that kind of drifts away from this, but then I'll come back to it. But one thing that I've been reading in this book, and I kind of already know this, but I need to remind myself, and I kind of want to remind you guys in case you guys might have this trouble too, is that anything that you don't like in other people is what you don't like about yourself. And things that you love about other people are what you love about yourself. So to go back to what this quote says, don't look at yourself as successful or don't look at yourself as attractive or successful, but as hungry for new experiences and capable for loving others. I have a problem with having sometimes a high of an ego with maybe my attractiveness. Like I have confidence. I don't think I'm necessarily super cocky, but I do have sometimes an over-amounting bit of confidence. Like I feel like I know I look good, and part of that comes from physical training and just working on my own confidence over the time and just reassurance from friends and relationships and other things. But I no longer, I do look at myself attractive, but I want to look at myself more as capable of loving others deeply. I don't want to look at myself as attractive, because attractiveness is merely perception off of who you're asking. But you can't be capable of loving others deeply as a matter of only perception. That's just what it is. That's who you are. It's something that anybody could say that about you. So, and it just fits well with me, because I want to be capable of loving others deeply without expecting anything in return. And I also am very hungry for new experiences in general. So that's kind of what I got from that. I could go deeper, but I think that says enough about kind of what you need to get from that. And then on Instagram, I read, unclench your jaw, relax your forehead, and release your fists. Pretty much just a matter of that is just to remind myself that when I get angry, it's fully okay and validating to feel the emotions of anger, sadness, and everything else. But the reaction to these emotions are what I need to focus on and keep in control. And so I don't want to keep my hands clenched or my jaw clenched. I don't want to have a tight forehead, and I don't want to have my fists balled up all the time when I'm angry and just holding on to this anger. I need to let go, which I do a good job of, but I could do better. I can feel these emotions without reacting to them better. And it's just something that I wrote down that I liked, and I want to remind myself to keep doing, even though I already know that I need. Alrighty, guys. Well, my camera keeps dying. I'm going to go as long as I can, and if this doesn't record, then I'm going to charge it for a little bit, and I'll catch you guys in the basement for tonight for the rest of the video. But I was talking about unclenching your jaw, releasing your fists, and just learning to stay relaxed and how you react to your anger. Here are just some drawings I drew when I was bored at the coffee shop. The reason I'm sharing this with you is because I drew this in 5 minutes to help get my brain flowing before I wrote down all of this stuff about a little story and then even more notes. And pretty much my point with just these images is to tell you that if you're having a roadblock or a creative block, just put your phone away and spend time being bored. I've said this before, but it's important to say it again, that be bored, because that's when the best ideas come to life. Start with inspiration that you get from other people and put your own little twist into it. It doesn't have to start big, but just start, and just do it, and with no other distractions, is what I wanted to kind of portray with those images. One of them was just a wine glass lamp bulb idea, and the other one was just a scenery view. That just really bad drawings, but I like it because it was helped the gears of my brain move with new ideas of creating some lamp. I mean, even though I'm not serious about it, the fact that I'm able to create gives me that self-gratification. And then I wrote this little story about myself, but the main thing about this little story was just to kind of write about myself, because I wanted to start writing more. And so in the book that I'm reading, it said to answer these questions, and it can kind of just help write a little autobiography about yourself really quickly. And it says, write down your name, what you do for work, the things you like to do for fun, who you love, and just different. There's 4 things that you can start off that you answer these 4 questions, you'll kind of go on and on into more. And that's kind of what happened to me with this, is I started writing, and this is kind of just what happened. And at the very end, the things that I wrote down were what I'm proud of, which is my mental consciousness development plus progression, and also any physical progress I've made. And some examples of that are running marathons, understanding when I'm wrong, enjoying intelligent and hard conversations are just examples of my progress. But obviously, I'm still fully aware that I have a long way to go, just in general, in the 75 hard in my life and just in general. But it's important to always remind yourself where you're at now and how far you've come, so you know that you're not doing anything for nothing. And then a little like poetry I wrote, not necessarily poetry, but just something that I wrote that had no correlation to anything. I've heard so many loud, obnoxious laughs today as I was trying to do important things, as in reading, writing, and all kinds of other stuff. But I'm learning to enjoy it a lot more. Every loud laugh is someone not afraid of expressing their feelings. If I don't like that, then maybe I'm having trouble expressing my feelings. So, alrighty guys, so, my camera died. It is the end of the night, but the last thing I was talking about, let me flip back open to my page here. I had to rewatch the video, but I know that I also wrote it down just so I can say it. But it was about, it was a little prompt that I had wrote about the obnoxious laughs and how I, need to learn to enjoy the way other people express their feelings, because if that's something that's bothering me, when someone can express their feelings so joyfully and expressively and emotionally, then that's actually something to be very like, it's a very good thing, and it's something to be very impressed with, rather than to be annoyed by it. But yeah, and then I think I was also going along the lines, I may have already said this, but I'm going to say it again in case I didn't, is like, anything that you don't like about other people is what you don't like about yourself. And the things that you love about other people are the things that you love about yourself. So anytime you're going to judge somebody, or anytime you're enjoying the presence of somebody, look at these little details, and these can help remind you of what... This can help remind you of the things that you like or don't like about yourself. Sorry. And then some other things that I want to work on is some breathing exercises, because there are known breathing exercises that are proven to help relax yourself. And I don't necessarily have cortisol spikes or anything like that, but there's times during I'm playing basketball, or I'm in the gym, or I'm in public spaces where I want to know these off the rip to immediately be able to slow down my heart rate and actually physically slow myself down. So I'll probably try and follow up with you guys next week about some things that I've researched, looked into, and what I'm going to do to practice that with the next follow-up video in a week from today. And then another thing that I saw in this book that I really liked was, the pain of losing transmutes into the beauty of having discovered something more important. This is another fancy way of just saying that your losses and the problems in your life are lessons. So anytime when you lose, or you're getting pushed down, or you feel like you're failing, it is a direct correlation of finding the beauty and discovering something more important. Because with every failure comes a lesson, and with that lesson gets taught, you might need to fail a lot, you might need to fuck up a whole lot, but I fucked up a whole lot. That's something I'm not afraid to admit. But this quote has helped me understand that there's beauty in every single fuck up I've made, every failure I've taken, any loss I've taken. It all transmute into beauty, because it's brought me to who I am. And each one of those was intended for me to go through, in order for me to learn and become the person I am. And if you start thinking in that sense, you literally don't look at problems and issues and negative things in your life as negative problems and issues in your life anymore. You look at it as the struggle, the storm, the storm. You look at it as you guys. I'm kind of over explaining now. You guys get what I'm saying. And some other things that I was jotting down about creativity. Here's a little quick sketch I wrote. This is step 1 to creativity. And this is step 2. Now, you might be like, okay, well, this is simple, this is dumb. It's literally just, I hope that this has been focused on me this whole time, to be honest. But, my point of when I was creating this was the step 1 is this mess is you creating. When I've thought of all my ideas, it started from just something. It formed from something, even though it was messy. And the best thing that always helped me get the ball rolling was just writing down ideas, different ideas, same ideas that were similar, but one little thing changed. Ideas as far as like things from the driving ranges to golf to gym to YouTube content to fashion to philosophy. I've you know what I'm saying? I've literally went everywhere. I tapped into each one of these, figured out, learned a little bit, and tried to figure out as far as my life and in my 20s, like what I'm trying to create. And this is like a more technical lifestyle, but this can also be applied to like creativity in a fashion or in a sense of you actually trying to create something in a brand or a business. So the first step of it is just putting it all down, no matter how messy it is, just getting it there. And as simple enough as it is, step 2, putting these lines into straight arrows. And to me, the imagery, it symbolizes what I'm trying to say perfectly. But maybe that's just in my head. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, but it's a lot simpler than what I'm saying. Everything's a mess. You get it. You just have it all in a mess, in a little ball. And over time, you add things. You take things away. And from there, they get straighter and neater. I think my camera's about to die, but that sums up this first week of the 75 hard update. So thank you guys for watching today's video, and I will catch you guys on the 3rd week. See you guys next time.